I still haven't found the bathroom, but I did find an exhibit on ancient Greek vases, so hey, problem solved. Human Subject 957 reporting for duty on day 3 at the fake museum. You know, a friend of mine was in a Brazilian buffet once and ate what she thought was a mushroom. Well, that mushroom turned out to be a squid. An easy mistake to make, unless of course that squid is the elusive Architeuthis dux, more easily pronounced as giant squid. So elusive is the giant squid that until 2004, the only time anybody saw one, it was already dead. Washed ashore on a beach somewhere, or otherwise in the belly of a whale, which I assume was also dead. Photos of giant squids in their natural habitat were finally taken in 2004, and it wasn't until 2006 that anybody got video footage of a live one. Here's a look at that footage now. Not to be confused with the fatter, more slovenly colossal squid, giant squids are carnivores up to 60 feet long with razor-sharp teeth on their suckers and a beak strong enough to cut through steel cable, and have been known to surface long enough to pluck a sailor right off his boat and eat him alive. That last part's just a rumor, but I mean seriously, I'm not trying to be racist, but that thing looks like a killer. Speaking of eating things alive, here's something that doesn't do much of that: the giant isopod. Basically a 4-pound pill bug, the giant isopod is more of a scavenger, eating things like dead whales and the dead giant squids found inside the dead whales. In fact, they've been known to just gorge themselves upon discovering a plentiful source of food, to the point where they move really slow and generally just moan a lot like the slovenly colossal squid. But truly the most disturbing of all the sea creatures I've ever seen is the lion's mane jellyfish. To look at one is to send you hurtling into delirious terror. You will forget your own name upon seeing it. You won't know where you are. Your body will have a complete neurological meltdown because you will be paralyzed by an unbridled fear. Ready? Oh my God. Now, there's some question as to the validity of this image. Many believe the diver was photoshopped in, but if you look closely at the background, it looks more like he was photoshopped out. Tell you what, let's just go with a slightly less freaky, but still pretty freaky, but less controversial image. Oh my God. And that's not even the craziest of all the jellyfish, which, by the way, is a misnomer because it's not even a fish. Many scientists refer to them as jellies or gelatinous zooplankton or El Deuterino if you're not into the whole brevity thing. And a group of jellyfish is referred to as a bloom or a smack, terms apparently decided upon by Cockney street urchins. Jellyfish bodies are commonly comprised of 6 components: the epidermis, the gastrodermis, the mesoglea, the gastrovascular cavity, tentacles, and what I'm calling a mouth anus. That's right, no bones, no brain, no heart, but its mouth and anus are the same hole. Hey, diver, don't get sucked into that thing's mouth anus, yeah? So as if all jellyfish aren't just plain weird, here's another bizarre specimen, Turritopsis nutricula, the old immortal jellyfish. Imagine you were like, hey, I'm sick of my belly button, I want it to be my eyeball now. Transdifferentiation, a process by which cells transform into different cells, and typically a very expensive procedure, comes naturally to Mr. Immortal Jellyfish. During certain crisis situations, immortal jellyfish will turn from a medusa into a cyst, which then becomes a polyp colony, or basically a bunch of baby jellyfish. In essence, a general threat will cause immortal jellyfish to freak out and turn into a big baby. Big deal. My ex-wife used to do that all the time. Heyo! Finally, in today's exhibit of creepy underwater things, here's a fish that turns into a plant. Again, though it's not really a fish, nor is it really a plant, it's called a tunicate, but I prefer the name sea squirt. These little guys start out like hermaphroditic tadpoles, swimming around leaving eggs and sperm in their wake until they finally decide they've sowed enough wild oats and it's time to settle down. The sea squirt finds himself a suitable home on a rock or a coral and cements himself to it, at which point he goes through a dramatic transformation. He eats his own brain and then turns into a sleeve. You can't make this stuff up, people. He just up and decides to be a carnivorous plant, sort of. Which should also not be confused with a mushroom at a Brazilian buffet. Anyway, museum, I hope you like this video better than the last one. I don't know what problem you had last time, but waking up mid-enema was unpleasant. If you'd like to learn more about creepy underwater things, look it up. And if you already know more, leave your wisdom in the comments. This is Human Subject 957, signing off.